Hello everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up, Weight Watcher friendly recipe. Today what I'm going to be showing you is one of my kind of favorite Weight Watcher meal preps for lunch. You could also do this for dinner. It's great for whenever, but it's something I've been making quite a bit for lunch meal preps, so I wanted to share it with you guys. And that is kind of a Chipotle copycat of their steak burrito bowls. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love Chipotle. And so I like to kind of do my own homemade version of it and make it as close to Chipotle as I can. So that's what these are. And I wanted to just kind of share with you how I make mine. And primarily what I'm going to be showing you in this is how we do our steak, because that's kind of our favorite. We like the chicken too, but we usually gravitate to the steak bowls or burritos or whatever else. So I'm going to be showing you how we do kind of a copycat version of Chipotle steak. And then I'm also going to be showing you how I do my bowls for meal prep, what I put in them, the different ingredients, all of that. But let me jump in first off and show you how to do the steak. All right, so here I've got all the ingredients for the steak. I'll just go over them real quick. First off, I've got a boneless flank steak here, a pound of it. Now you can use different types or cuts of meat for this if you want, skirt steak, whatever type of steak you want. I like to use the flank steak, but I don't always use the flank steak, but it is a good one for this. So next up, you're gonna be putting some garlic in this, about a teaspoon. And then here I've got some of this Better Than Bouillon Adobo. I tried a different brand, I did not like it. So I kind of went back to this one. This is sort of my preferred. And this I find on the soup aisle with like the bouillon, the other bouillon, the chicken bouillon, all that kind of stuff. It's not on the like the Mexican aisle with the other Mexican type stuff. Just a little tip on where to find this. It took me a while the first time I looked for it. Next up, I'm gonna be using a tablespoon of olive oil, a teaspoon ground cumin, and a tablespoon chili powder. I'm gonna be using a teaspoon dried oregano and a little bit of freshly ground black pepper, probably about a quarter teaspoon. And that is it. There's not a whole lot to this marinade, very easy. Well, let me get it started. So I've got kind of a small bowl here, and I'm gonna just add all of my marinade ingredients in it, starting with a tablespoon chili powder, teaspoon cumin, teaspoon oregano, teaspoon garlic, a tablespoon adobo, tablespoon olive oil, and a little bit of crushed black pepper. Probably again, like I said, quarter teaspoon. And I'm gonna just stir all of that together really well. Like that. Now I've got my flank steak here, just on a plate. And I'm gonna just kind of baste my marinade on top of it. And this is a thick marinade, so I'm gonna work it a little bit on there. I'm gonna flip it over and do the other side. All right, now I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna cover it with some saran wrap, and I'm going to put it in my fridge and let this marinate for at least probably an hour. Honestly, overnight is even better, but I am making my bowls today, so I'm gonna give this a good couple, probably 2-3 hours to marinate while I make the rest of my stuff, and then I'll be back to show you how to cook it. It has been probably a little over 3 hours that we've let this marinate, so now my hubby's gonna go put it on the grill and get it cooked up. So we'll show you how he does that.
So we're gonna grill it using a different grill than we usually do. So the temperatures and everything might be a little bit hard for me to figure out, but we're gonna give it the best try we can. So because I don't know this, I'm going to go 4 minutes on this side, 4 minutes on the next. I'll be checking the temperature as we go. I'm shooting for 130. So it's been about 4 minutes. We're going to turn it over and go another 4.
And you're going for, you said 130?
Yeah, medium rare.
Medium rare.
Yeah. So there's some, you filming?
Yeah. Yeah, those peppers will get you.
There's definitely a lot of variation with this. I mean, it's going in it's not like I'm cooking a New York and I'm trying to hit it at a perfect temp, so that's fine. There's going to be some well done, some medium rare, maybe even some rare, but that'll be good.
Yep. All right, so now we'll let this rest for what, 10 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Before we cut into it.
Yeah.
While that steak is resting, I'm going to go ahead and do up some pepper and onion. That's another thing I like to get when I go to Chipotle, so I like to do my version of that too, which is just in a large pan on medium heat. Add in a tablespoon of olive oil, and to that I'm going to add in a red onion that I've sliced up, and then I've got 2 green bell peppers there. I'm going to sprinkle them with a little bit of oregano, about a teaspoon. So I'm going to just cook them in there for probably around 7 to 10 minutes, something like that, until they're nice and softened and caramelized. Those are looking good. So I'm going to turn the heat off of them, and I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of all the ingredients out to put these burrito bowls together. The steak has rested for a good 10 minutes now. I'm just going to cut it up into little pieces so it's ready to go in the burrito bowls. All right, I've got everything out here to assemble my bowls with. I'm just going to be showing you how I assemble these, what I put in them. Now I will say everything I've got out here, it is a little bit of prep to make these, definitely, but I also think it's definitely worth it. So I'm gonna put you on the tripod real quick, and I'll, like I said, show you how I put these together. So first off, I start off with some cauliflower rice. Now this is homemade cauliflower rice. I just recently did a video on this showing how I make it. It's very good. Pretty easy to make. It is a little time consuming with the riced cauliflower, getting that grated up. So you could definitely use a frozen rice cauliflower where you just steam it in the microwave. I used to do that all the time until I started making my own. But I will link the recipe video where I show how I make this up above and down below. So I'm gonna just put about a cup, which is not quite what that is there, in each one of these. And I should say all the stuff that I do put in these that I made, that I didn't show in this video, I do have previous videos on them, which will all be linked down in the description box. And I just didn't want to show them all again, me making them all again in this video, because that would make this video very, very long. And I already have videos done on all of this anyway, so wanted to show the stuff that I haven't done a previous video on of the things that I put in these. Now I usually just eyeball all this stuff. You could measure it out, weigh it out if you want. But this cauliflower rice is gonna be a point a serving. Next up, I'm gonna take my fajita veggies here and try to evenly divide those between the 6. And these are gonna be a point per serving, or what I'm putting in each one of these as well. Next up, I'm gonna add in some corn and black beans. I just have a can of each that I've drained, and I drained and rinsed the black beans. So I'm gonna just add some of those in. And those are 0 points. Next up, I'm gonna add my steak. Now I am gonna weigh this out because there's not a lot of it here, and this is the highest point thing that's going in here. It is gonna be 2 points per serving of this, and When I weighed it, it was just about 12 ounces. So I'm gonna do 2 ounces of steak per one of these bowls. Now you could do more, you could do less bowls, I should say, and have more steak if you want. But again, since this is the highest point thing that's in here, I try to kind of use as little as I can while still having the nice flavor of it. So I'll get out my scale here, tear it out, and add in 2 ounces. So there's 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that for the rest of them, and then I'll be back. So as you see them here, and this is gonna be how I have them in the recipe builder link, point-wise and ingredient-wise, all that good stuff, these are gonna be 5 points apiece, and that's 3 for the steak, 1 for the veggies, 1 for the cauliflower rice, and 0 for the corn and beans. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one, because I am going to be eating after this, and I'm gonna show you how I eat mine. So first off, or what I put on mine, I should say. So first off, I've got some of this homemade Chipotle Copycat Pico. Again, have a recipe for this, or recipe video for this. I will link that down below if you want to see how I make it. Very, very easy. So I like to put a little bit of that on there. That's 0 points. And then I like to add some Chipotle Copycat guacamole. This is my absolute favorite guacamole. I love this stuff. This is for 2 tablespoons, I believe, a point. So I'm gonna add about that to mine. And I will link that down below if you haven't seen that. I have talked about this one a lot though, so some of you probably have seen that. And then lastly, I like to put some non-fat plain Greek yogurt on mine. So a little bit of that. And that is it for me. So the only thing that carries points topping wise is the guac for a point, which is gonna make this a 6 point burrito bowl. Again, I absolutely love these. They are a little bit of work, but I think they are definitely worth it. And you don't have to make all this stuff for these if you don't want. Make what you want. Obviously you can buy store-bought guacamole, pico, and the rice cauliflower too. So, but yeah, just want to show you guys how I make these, what I've been enjoying. I've been making these quite a bit. And for 5 points, I don't think that's really that bad, honestly. But thank you so much for watching. And again, check down in the description box for links to the recipes that I didn't show making in this one. And also, of course, for the WW recipe builder links for all of these things. I'll probably have the link for the bowl like this, as I think I said before. And then I'll have recipe builder links for the guacamole, pico, steak, and the rice cauliflower. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will see you on the next one.